Hello and welcome to Three Questions With. I got my friend Mary Foerster with us, and Mary Foerster is a referral agent in real estate. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Kevin. It's nice to be here.
So let's start back at the beginning. Why'd you want to become a real estate agent?
Well, I was a 24-year employee at AARP, and it was 2008, and we were in the recession, and you could buy houses and flip them. And I thought, oh, that's what I want to do. And after doing a couple of them, the CPA said, you must become a real estate agent for tax purposes. So I did that, and I found out I love it. I love connecting people in a very challenging environment. 2008, 2009, as you know, was a very challenging recession. Now we're at the other end right now, which we have a seller's market, but I learned a lot. I'm always learning, and I got to help people with something that was very important to them.
So Mary, you mentioned to me that you're a referral agent. What does that mean, and how is it different than being a realtor?
Well, it's a big difference. When we came up here in 2017, just to be closer to family, and our only child came up here to go to college. I wasn't going to do anything, and I wasn't going to work. And then I found out that I was helping my clients back in DC and Northern Virginia with finding great realtors for them. So I actually got compensated for that. I get a piece of the commission of the agent I refer business to when the sale closes or whenever the transaction closes. And so I found out that there's a whole world out there to help people identify excellent agents. So up here, I work on a team right now with Keller Williams, and I refer people to the Legacy Star team, which is a tremendous group of people with a wonderful value proposition. But then outside of an hour's drive from the Westford area, I refer people to really wonderful agents whom I know or whom I can find out about. And so I have two networks that I use all across the continent, Canada as well as the United States. And not only do I quiz those agents when I call them to find out how good they are, whether they have trusted, whether they're trusted, whether they respond to phone calls, and whether they're competent, those three characteristics that are so important in any professional relationship, right? So that's what I look for before I refer somebody to them. So for example, your sister might decide that they're moving to San Diego, but they don't know anybody out there and they want to buy a home. I know a tremendous agent out there, and I would connect with Cindy and I would say, Cindy, are you serving this area? These people want to come out and buy. So she said, yes, we'll go back and forth. And then to your sister, what I'll do is I'll stay in touch with your sister and her spouse and all the way through the process. Are things working out with Cindy? Are you getting the service that you want? And if not, I will step in. So it's more than just identifying somebody and dropping them. It's more trying to create a network, a connection that will serve everybody. So that's the difference now. Now I don't take the midnight calls that say, Mary, I forgot to sign that document that was due at 9 p.m. And I mean, so the contract is dead and all this kind of, I don't have to deal with that stuff anymore. Now I just have these usually very warm conversations with people, helping them.
But that's a real asset to have, though, because like you said, it often happens, or even people simply moving from New Hampshire to Mass or Mass to New Hampshire, that, hey, the person I used the first time isn't licensed in the other state. And I'm looking for someone to provide me with that quality service. So that is a real big deal.
Yeah.
The other thing I'm seeing now, Mary, with a lot of the job changes, is people are considering a career in real estate.
Oh, yes.
They've been laid off or whatever may have happened. What's involved? Because sometimes I just find people, they see your picture at the closing table, Mary, and they're like, oh, wow, Mary got this big commission, but they don't see what happened to get there.
Yes, a very valid question. Yeah, there's a lot of appeal, especially now with the seller's market. People are saying, oh, all these prices are going up, and wish I had made the decision to become a realtor, a real estate agent years ago. It's a very demanding profession, but it's an easy entry. The entry is that you take 40 or 60 hours of classes, depending on what state you're in. It's all about the law of that state or the law of the United States. Essentially, you're being tested primarily on law. So you come out with your license, and then what? You don't know how to build a business. You don't know how to handle clients. You don't know how to market. And so the best thing to do with that is find yourself a brokerage where they teach you and they make sure you learn and you're in an environment where learning is there, because there are a lot of companies that are starting right now that are just, you stay in your home, you never meet a soul, you try to build a business by your own. Don't do it that way. So there's the way I'm describing, the way most people have to be engaged with their profession. Study the law, get the license, meet the requirements of the license, find a wonderful brokerage where you can learn. Or guess what? You can do it my way. You don't ever have to have been in a transaction to do business by referral. So if anybody wants some help with this, please contact me and I'll be happy to direct you. It's just it's fun. It's really fun. But as you know, Kevin, we like to connect people. That's what we like. That's what we have in common. And I connect people all over the world. Today, I'm having a conversation in Saudi Arabia with a client who's selling his property that I sold him in Virginia. So, I mean, I get to connect with everybody, or out in San Diego, or up in Pelham. So it's all over the world.
So, Mary, crystal ball time. We have a really unique market going on right now. When's it going to settle down?
Okay, so this is also part of the job description that they don't tell you about in when you go to school, when you go to get your license. They don't tell you that everybody is always asking, okay, what's it going to do? So we have to rely largely on economists, and so the National Association of Realtors, different people like that, different experts in real estate that you'll hear, Keller Williams, Gary Keller. So okay, what does the crystal ball say? So there are a number of factors. We are in an extraordinary seller's market right now. We are in a cycle that is usually 10 or 11 years. We're in the 13th year of it. So remember that 2008, we're in the 13th year since then. We are supposed to have had a correction, but there has been no correction. So last I heard, NAR was saying that through this year, we will continue to see a shortage of houses to buy and increased prices. So we're always waiting for the other shoe to drop. We're really working with people to get them. 13 offers on a house, 13 offers to get a house. So you can see it takes a lot of patience and hand holding right now. The crystal ball, that's what NAR says. We've got a year, the rest of this year in that situation. But however, what I would like to make a pitch for is some people are facing foreclosure and they lost their jobs. They're in that part of the economy that is not recovering well. And if that is a situation that you or friends of yours are doing, tell them to talk to a realtor, because typically you have some equity now and you don't have to foreclose, you can sell. And then that would help the market, right? That would help the shortage in the market. So there's that situation. We're seeing foreclosure. And the other thing that we're seeing, Kevin, is forbearance. Some people's lenders allowed them to not pay the mortgage for 4 months, but then the mortgage is due. And some of these, then the mortgage is due with the 5th month and you don't have it to pay. Once again, find a realtor, somebody who can help you. And if you need help finding one, I'm here to help. And there are a number of members in Kevin's Friends of Kevin who are realtors, excellent realtors, who can also be of help.
So, Mary, what's the best way for people to reach out to you? How can they learn more?
Best way is I can leave my phone number, 978-788-4808. And I have a very easy email, mary@maryff.com. So, and you can look me up in Friends of Kevin.
Mary, I appreciate you taking a few minutes to join us on the show. And as always, thanks for being my friend.
Okay, thank you.